Remember, next time you're in Happy Valley, Pennsylvania, you'll go a long way with the following slogan: the truth is overrated.
And does anyone else think that Herman Cain's wife looks exactly like him?
And we welcome you once again to Culture Clash, brought to you by our great friends at Athens Motors on Waukegan Road in Morton Grove. I'm Chet Kopic, along with
Catherine Saxon.
Right off the top, my blonde friend, what's on your mind?
Okay, former British rugby player had a stroke, woke up, and claimed that he was gay. He had never been sexually attracted to men before.
So we found God and Chaz Bono all in one night.
all in one stroke.
Stroke, how appropriate.
He actually had a physical transformation as well, lost 110 pounds and became a hairdresser. So I thought this would be even more fun if he was a hairdresser and then became a firefighter, if we reverse the situation.
Corey, why don't the Kardashians buy the rights and make this into a reality series? You gotta be kidding me.
I mean,
he dropped $110 and became a hairdresser?
I don't even know if I want to bring up nature versus nurture with this, but I mean, having a stroke and you wake up and you're homosexual, that's a first for me. Haven't heard of that one.
I don't see that one coming down the pike again until Halley's Comet returns.
Okay, there was a message from Erickson over the Penn State game, and this bothered me because the entire statement was, "We are Penn State, we," and it was nothing about the victims. Did you catch this?
Yeah, I did. I think, we don't look at the past right now except to feel terrible sympathy for those young boys who were victimized. But here is what I want to bring to the table. Congratulations, Bob Costas. A marvelous job of interviewing Jerry Sandusky. You had him completely on the run. You made him look ridiculous. You made him look guilty in the eyes of the American public, at least as far as I'm concerned. And, here's what I find very interesting about Sandusky's attorney. I saw him quoted today in USA Today. You know what he said? Jerry Sandusky is just a big old kid. Just a big old kid caught in a shower in 2002, sodomizing a young boy. He's just a big old kid. Hello, dump the attorney. Better yet, dump Sandusky into the Allegheny River.
Well said. He flat out asked Sandusky whether or not he was sexually attracted to young boys, and he stuttered over his words, repeated the question a few times, and then didn't even give the answer of absolutely not, which it was disturbing to even listen to. And I just found out that he actually lives right next door to an elementary school. I mean, this guy's a predator.
The judge who's on this case is a member of Sandusky's foundation. You know what I'm living for right now? And I admire Joe Paterno, what he's accomplished. But Paterno has already retained an attorney. He obviously is going to be called upon to testify. That is going to be incredible, incredible theater. Perverse, but incredible theater.
Okay. Ashton Kutcher made a big oops on Twitter to his 8 million followers. This was a statement. "How do you fire Joe Pa? Insult. No class as a Hawkeye fan. I find it in poor taste." He obviously had no idea what was going on, and this is perplexing to me. Even if you don't watch the news or read a newspaper, TMZ, something, to not know that this is going on. And coincidentally, he's an advocate for human trafficking and child sexual exploitation. So this guy, major oops this week.
It tells me that Ashton Kutcher presumably has an IQ of about 75. This story has got the kind of coverage that one would equate to election night.
I mean,
and not just, mayor of Happy Valley. I mean, president of the United States. I mean, the inundation of coverage. I have never seen a sports story in my life, nor will I ever see a sports story in my life get more coverage from more news vehicles than this story has received. It's going over the top.
I agree. Ashton Kutcher, pick up a newspaper.
Ashton, wake up.
Seriously.
Have your agent read
any channel.
Start with Dick and Jane. Work up from there.
You have great hair, though, so we'll give you that. Okay, Herman Cain's wife comes out and defends her husband, saying that he would have to have a split personality if he were to actually have done the allegations that he is being charged with. I couldn't even pay attention to what she was saying because the whole time I thought that she looked like Herman Cain in female form. I mean, really. She looks like Herman Cain in female form, but I guess that his wife is, the character witness, but if your husband's going out and doing these sort of things, he's not going to come home and tell you about it. I mean, you sort of live this double life, and saying infidelity, I mean, that's taking it to another page. But when you're doing these sort of things, you're not going to come home and portray these to your wife
All right, well,
and your
let
family?
me bring this to the table. 2 points emerge. Number one, I think they should become a singing duo and bill themselves as Peaches and Herman. You do remember Peaches and Herb, right?
No.
Okay, well, that's a spin-off Peaches and Herb.
Okay.
If you were over 32, you'd remember Peaches and Herb.
Thank God I'm not.
Number 2, why is it wives whenever these things happen? If it was one babe, I'd say okay. If it's 2, I'd still give you a mulligan. But when 4 women step forward, there obviously is an issue. Think about Elliot Spitzer, client number 9, for heaven's sakes. Why is it that these wives feel this need to stand so proudly behind their husbands when their husbands are bozos?
I mean, look, in his defense, these women could have sort of jumped on the train to attack him with these allegations.
Or maybe he jumped on the train.
Or maybe he jumped on the train. We're not sure. But I guess she did the right thing defending her husband. But if that were me, I would be a little bit more skeptical. Okay, Sasha Grey, do you know who that is?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm surprised because she's a famous porn star.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes.
She's this generation.
But I'm sure that the reason why you know her is that she's also been on Entourage.
Yes.
Okay, so she was chosen to read to an elementary school as a part of the Read Across America program. Do you think that this is obviously these kids don't know that she is a porn star? I don't even know if they are aware that she's been on Entourage because that's a little bit, too rated R for them to be viewing. But do you think this is inappropriate to have a porn star reading to children, even if it's for a good cause?
Only if the 5-year-old goes home and says at the dinner table, "Daddy, you should have seen the knockers on the babe who read to us today. You would have been overwhelmed." Doesn't bother me a bit. You want to know what I think is pornographic? Out and out pornographic. And I'm so far off the charts on this
scared.
one. But think about it. Think about the beauty of Chicago. Next time you drive over
Totally
the
on
Wabash
topic.
Avenue Bridge across the Chicago River, there is now an advertisement for Bank of America.
Okay.
That's how badly busted this town is. Rahm, you're a great mayor, but why don't you admit the obvious? Daley left you with such a mess that this town will never be fiscally sane.
If it was a different bank, would it bother you a little bit less?
Yeah, I really have an out-and-out hatred for Bank of America, but it wouldn't bother me if it was McDonald's. The point is, you don't put advertisements on the Wabash Avenue Bridge. It's beautiful. It's part of the pride and joy of our city.
I get your point, but any way for us to make some revenue right now, I'm saying, go for it.
Have hookers on the Wabash Avenue Bridge.
Okay, point taken. Jay-Z, he has a clothing line called Rockaware, and the Occupy Wall Street movement inspired him to create T-shirts that said Occupy Wall Street. The best part about this is that he has been profiting from entirely. None of the proceeds have been going to any sort of charity, towards the movement, nothing. So he had to remove the T-shirts. I mean, you'd give 5% to the movement, something. That you're extremely well off. Do you really need to benefit from a movement that's based on people who are unemployed and extremely poor right now? Not the smartest move, Jay-Z.
Terrible. Disgraceful. Now, take me back in time. Puffy Combs did the tribute to the rapper who was his good friend. What was his name? It wasn't Heavy D. Notorious B.I.G.
Yes.
Song did very, very well. I would like to know how much dough Puff Daddy gave to the family of Notorious B.I.G. off the profits he achieved from that particular song, which, by the way, has had about 15 million hits on YouTube over the years.
I have no idea, and stay tuned for next week because we will be providing you with that information. This is Culture Clash. I'm Catherine Saxon.
Listen, with our attention span, by 2 o'clock this afternoon, it will have been forgotten.
I'm Catherine Saxon, along with...
I'm Chet Kopic, and we want to thank the marvelous people at Athens Motors. Stop by Athens Motors. Do yourself a favor on Waukegan Road in Morton Grove. A lineup of cars that you just will not see anywhere else. We'll catch you next time around. Have a marvelous week. Herman Cain, your wife. I still say Peaches and Herm is a knockout. So long, everybody.